Hi, this is Alex from phpacademy.org and I'm back with another video for the new Boston. Now, in the previous video we looked at sending email using PHP mail function. Now, if you haven't already watched that video, I recommend you go back and watch it before you watch this, as this video is going to deal with submitting a contact form. So for example, you've seen websites where you have a contact us page, and you fill in your information and you click the submit button. Now this then sends, it could do, we could be storing values in a database, but for now we're going to be dealing with sending an email address, sending the message to a specific email address, and that's how we're going to receive it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create our form. So let's go ahead and say form action equals something and method equals something. And then we end with form. So the form action is going to be index.php, so we're going to be submitting back to the same page. This is going to submit it in post data, so we're going to submit a large amount of data that we don't want to be shown in the URL bar, so we use the post method to send the data in our form. So let's go ahead and set up the form before we start processing our script or inside PHP. So the first field I'm going to create is name, and and I'm going to break down after this, and I'm going to say input type is text because we're taking a text value for the name, and the name of this is contact name. Okay, now we're going to break down a couple of times, and we're going to say email address, and we're going to break, and we're going to say input type equals text again, name equals contact email. Now, I'm not going to specify things like telephone fields, this is up to you to input for yourself, but the next thing I'm going to do is message. So we're just going to be passing 3 fields through PHP that are going to be sent to our email address. So now message, we're going to put a text area. So a text area is just a large text area that can be typed in. So text area. I'm going to give this a name of contact text, and we're going to set the rows equal to something and the cols equal to something there. So the columns. So we've got 6 here and say 30 here. That should give us a large enough space to submit our data. So we're going to go on the presumption that all of our fields are required by this contact form. So obviously you can chop and change, and within PHP we can make the relevant checks. But for now I'm going to do a couple of breaks down, and I'm going to create our submit button. So it's a type submit, and the value is going to be send. So let's go ahead and save this page, and we can preview this in our browser. So I'm going to refresh the page, so you can see we've got a pretty standard looking contact form. Now it's obviously up to you to change the design of this. You can obviously implement CSS if you know how, pop this into your own design. So for now I'm just starting with the most basic layout. So we can type information into here, and what we want to do is we want to enter different email addresses and our messages, and we're going to test out, we're going to fill in all fields first of all. This is what we need to make sure will happen. So let's go over to back to our file and edit this. Okay, so inside PHP, when this is submitted, the first thing that we want to do is we want to check to see if the form's been submitted. So we need to check that each element is set. So we use the isSet construct, and we say isSet $_post, because remember we're submitting these variables using the post variable, post method, so we pick them up by $_post. And then inside here we need to specify the first variable that we're passing, and this is contact name. Then we need to say and, so we apply the and operator. So we're saying if the contact name is set, and and is set $_post, and we need to now specify the next field that we're submitting, that's contact email. Just a word of warning before I continue. We're not actually going to be dealing with email validation, and the reason for this is it's it's too big and too unnecessary for this tutorial. So there will be another tutorial on my tutorials for the new Boston that will deal with email validation. So go over and have a look at that, and you'll be able to apply this to your contact form.